£3.2 million worth of properties across 4 deals. That will take our portfolio up jointly to about 7 million.
So thank you, Adam, for joining us here. We were just having a brief chat here before we started to bring this to the audience. Like, what a journey it's been. You came to a one-day event in Heathrow in 2019. That's it. Yeah, 2019. Yeah. So tell us, what was it like at that time? You know, your journey up to 2019.
Oh God, it's really interesting, Mark. So I started off as let me go right back actually. I started off as a mechanic. I left school like I'm gonna fix cars, I'm gonna be the best. You know what? I was really bloody good. I got put up for Apprentice of the Year awards while being paid £2 an hour, bear in mind.
£2 an hour. Wow.
£2 an hour, getting charged out at 100 plus VAT. Imagine that, 98 quid an hour markup on me. And as a mechanic, in my first year, I was doing gearboxes, clutches, cam belts, you name it, dude. I was doing it.
Wow.
And I got a typical pat on the back. Well done, you. You know, a couple quid here, a lunch there. And I finally got qualified. And I'm going to earn the big bucks. And they sat me down there and went, Adam, we're going to give you £6.50 an hour. I went, what? I went, yeah, you've done your 3 years. We're going to give you £6.50 an hour. And I was like, no, that's not the way it works. So I can go to Tesco's for £7.50 an hour. They went, well, it's not negotiation, Adam. It's this. And in the end, we settled on 7. So 3 years of grafting, getting put for awards, and my results and my reward was £7 an hour.
Good lesson. Good lesson. So, like, what did that do to your mindset? Did you?
Oh, God, you know what? First, it really angered me. I was frustrated. I was angry at life. I was just pissed off, to put it bluntly. And then I realised that I was in control. So I found a job for an estate agent. I was going to sell cars. I thought, if these idiots can sell cars, I can sell cars even better because I can talk and I know about them. Job came up in a estate agency and I went, wow, it's got more money in houses than there is cars. Went there, I had no clue what selling houses are like. I was like, you know what, you just show people around houses and sell it to them? They were like, yeah, pretty much. I thought, doesn't sound too hard. So I did it. And then I learned more and I had the bug and I thought, wow, I can do this. Probably about a year after that, year and a half, I stumbled upon real life. I was doing conversions for people, but none really for my own. I had 1 or 2. So I just couldn't figure out how to get the money out. I got pulled along to real life and I said, look, if all I learn out of this is just commercial financing, all I want. That I don't care if I learn anything else. As long as I learn that one thing, I'm happy.
So that's all you came for. That's all you came for, because you just heard about, you know, we were doing these refinances on things and pulling out the money. That is cool. That is cool. So just tell us, give us the highlights first, and then we'll dig into some of the things that happen along the way. So other people listening in here can start to pave their path as well. So 2019, I know it was in February. So what did you then start to do? You've done some deals now. Give us the highlights first of all, and then we'll dig into it. So what are you doing now, property-wise, business-wise? Because you're a real entrepreneur.
Thank you, man. So I've gone from little old me in an office and my brother. I've now got 6 members of staff. If I can leave the agency to run, if I don't want to do anything else, I can leave it and they'll run it for me. I've got my manager and business partner, Sam, there. We're now looking at buying out another agency nearby to us to add another 300 odd units. Take us just under 1,000 for the end of the year in less than 6 years. I realise, like you've always taught, Mark, it's about the lifestyle you want to create for yourself. It's not always about just the money. And I like the money I'm making. I didn't like the lifestyle. Felt I was chained back to my desk again. So I pivoted there. We now do project management, do less projects to make more money. And yeah, I live life more on my terms.
So what's your portfolio looking like at the minute? Just give us the highlights.
So we're just refinancing £3.2 million worth of properties across 4 deals. That will take our portfolio up jointly to about 7 million. Cash flow and a clear 15 grand a month for the back of that.
That's not even grocery. That's cash flow, right? That's insane.
That's net after everything.
And now your agency is booming, and you're saying that obviously you're going for an acquisition as well. So that'll take you to nearly 1,000 managed units.
Well, man, and part of the acquisition, Mark, could only be done by the mindset I learned from the raising finance from real life. Before I came to real life, I was rubbish at raising finance, you know. And now, when they said I want X amount, and it's 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, I've looked at it and gone, it's like a property deal. Called up my investors, the same investors as well, and gone, I want a loan at 100 grand, I want 10%, paid over 3 years, and they've gone, yeah, no worries, Adam, we'll draw it up.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. Like when you learn how to raise finance, insane. You can literally do any business deal. And
Yeah.
in fact, if we look at companies like Netflix was built out of raising money in the first place. So like anybody who's avoiding raising money, it's like really you're avoiding accelerating your journey. Let's talk about the construction company, because you know you did millions of pounds in that business.
God, yeah. I mean, I think last year, our full height, we were doing 3.6 mil turnover in that business.
Yeah. So
I had 4 full-time members of staff in it. You know, again, we were flying it. We were doing 10 projects at a time, kicking out 20 projects a year, done for clients and ourselves.
yeah, that's brilliant. But like you mentioned earlier before, well, actually, it's about using business as a vehicle to live the life I want to live. You know, some
Ah,
people get stuck in a job, but some people also get stuck in their business.
yeah,
So this is fantastic, you know. So it's very inspiring. It's been, what was it, 19, 20, 21, 20, 23, 4 years. Yeah,
yeah.
What's your message to people, Adam, who either want to go out there and be an entrepreneur or invest in property or just build a life that they actually want to have rather than have to have because that's how they think they're gonna, you know, pay their bills or make the money or be flash or whatever? Like, what's your advice for people just starting out now or want to invest in money, no matter what age they are? What would your advice be?
It's just focus. Get really clear on what your life wants to be. You know, what do you want out of your life? Like, regardless of the money, first. What do you want out of life? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Where do you want to be? And what does it smell like? And then work backwards. Then you know what you need to do to get it there. You know, if you go, there's so many people, like I'm sure you've seen Mark. I think I've learned this from you. Is everyone thinks they want 10 grand a month passive income.
Mhm.
That's going to change their life, but it's not the case because in reality, you probably don't need 10 grand a month to start off with. It's probably like 5 grand a month. It might be less depending on where you live and what your lifestyle is. You know, and you don't always need the millions and millions either. My mentor has always taught me, Adam, you just don't need as much money as you think you're going to need. And he's bang on the money. It's just you don't need it. So get clear, get focused, and find the people you need to help you along that journey, and whatever that journey may be for you. And just don't procrastinate because the time's going to go by anyway. I mean, I had no idea it'd been 4 years since I first met you, mate. So it's crazy to see what's been done in that 4 years. And to think if I hadn't done that at the time, I don't know where I would have been. You know, I might still be doing the same thing 4 years later with maybe 100 or 200 more units, you know, still grafting away, still with maybe 1 or 2 properties, and just not knowing how to get where I want to get.
I think people need to feel the pain.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but I think in the beginning, pain is what gets people going.
Yeah. I think you identified that in me as well, didn't you? When I stood up one time, you said, Adam, you're coming from a place of pain, not pleasure. And it hit me, and I realised, yeah, I am. I'm not focused on what I can have. I'm focusing on what I'm going to get away from.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just in awe of how incredible your journey has been and speaking to you here. And I think people, guys, if wherever it is you're watching this, put it in the comments. Let me know what your feedback is on Adam's journey. What an incredible guy, not just doing it for himself and his family and his kids, but also all the people you employ, all your clients, all the rooms you manage, all of the tenants that now have suitable homes that are kept to high standards. I mean, the knock-on effect that nobody ever talks about as well, Adam, that is brilliant. So I got one more question for you.
Go for it.
In our community, we have a saying, and it says that you got to do the right thing for the right reason. Now, why is that?
But do the right thing for the right reason to discover your true potential. Yes.
Very good. There we go. There's showing a long-standing member. He knows the score. So thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comments. Let us know any questions, and we'll answer them either with videos or with text, depending on what it is. So until next time, like Adam says, do the right thing for the right reason, because it's the only way to discover your true potential.